The path, the path, the path. Alexander McCaig.
Jason Rigby, keep telling me about the path. I was talking to you about side notes. We always do side notes. You were going dun and I was like, Batman. It's so funny. The dog food I get for my dogs is the one. The owner of the company is the original Robin.
Really?
Yeah, and it's called Gentle Giant. It is so funny. The bag kills me. Just
you got to send me a picture of this.
The marketing on it is fantastic. Great. It's great, and it's good. It's good food.
Right.
The dogs thoroughly enjoy it. They're very healthy on it, and he has this advertising all over the bag that the dogs that eat Gentle Giant, they live for like 20 plus years, all of them. And he's got an animal rescue where he saved 15,000 giant breed dogs.
Really?
But the most hilarious part on the bag is that he says, "We kiss our dogs on the lips." He kills me. It is so funny. It has nothing to do.
So he's the original Robin. That's awesome.
He's original Robin. Now he does a dog rescue and sells dog food.
Because I love the old school Batmans.
Yeah. And,
like
and it's cool, and it's got like Robin on it, his cape and everything. But I can't get into it anymore. I'm totally done with
No,
the
but
dog
speaking
food.
of Batman and the Batcave.
Oh, the Batcave.
Let's get into data centers.
That's a nice transition because data centers they're like that new Batcave. Super high tech. You know, they're in, you wouldn't typically notice it, but it's in some, square off building in some industrial park across the United States. And it's doing all the storage and processing for cloud computing. And you would never even know. You just drive right by it. Just some inconspicuous building that's taken millions and millions of dollars to build and develop. And no one's managing it. There's maybe a security guard out front.
I know Facebook here in Los Lunas built a huge, you can see it on the satellite, built a huge data center.
Yeah.
And, there's some employees in there, but not a lot.
No.
It's kind of creepy.
It's a data center. It's just a bunch of server stacks, because as the demand for online cloud processing increases in the amount of IoT devices that we have and interactions that we have that are digital, there's just so much data going back and forth. And
when he talks about going on how all the businesses are going on the cloud, and then we have everybody working from home. Right. How much data that's creating.
Right. And so all that work at home analysis, applications, processing is no longer done centralized at the office on the actual computer, like the machine itself. The computer's not doing the processing. Like you can offload even large scale like video productions, which are so processing heavy. You can offload all that video editing and production to cloud processing systems. So you can utilize tens of thousands of computers on server racks rather than just one to process some high def film. That's amazingly efficient.
Yeah, that's huge.
But what we're seeing here is that because of that increase in data flow, the amount of devices and technology that are interacting, creating that data, and people working from home using these new analytical cloud tools, investors are like, oh, we need to put money into these data centers. We got to build more of them.
Right.
Which I frankly think is quite ridiculous. It's like the Band-Aid for a quick fix. Yes, we are building these data centers to, deal with the amount of information that needs to be stored and processed, but the world is becoming inherently more decentralized. So why wouldn't you take on a decentralization effort for the storage and management of that data so that you can use smartphones, IoT devices, computers to be the nodes and the processing power rather than say, I'm going to centralize it and spend all this money to take the place of the processing power of billions of phones across the globe?
That's so true.
Why wouldn't you use the processing power of all the computers that all the people who are generating that information are already on to deal with that storage? We share across a network of supporting that. But now we rely on cloud storage, which is from a business's sense, they're like, great, I don't have to have centralized servers at my place. They pass it off to a third party who has huge centers of centralized servers. So it is cloud computing. It's decentralized for your business, but the storage and manipulation of that data is still in a centralized format. It needs to transition over to something decentralized. So that's why I was saying this is just a Band-Aid to deal with the increase in the volume of data and its analysis.
Yeah, I did enjoy, and this is a stock tip for whatever it's worth. The REIT, real estate investment trust. They were up 20% this year for data centers. Like they have a REIT that's specific just for data centers.
Yeah,
and that's going to probably go for at least 5 years.
It's going to go for at least 5 years until someone comes around and says, "Oh, we have a decentralized way of storing, managing, doing all this stuff, and it, you know, uses, you know, a blockchain technology and all that other good things that come with it. But this data storage thing, that's just, it's a temporary growth.
Right.
But we'll see that it'll make more sense in the future for everything as a network web to come in and support that storage.
Yeah, and one of the things that Nelson Fonske, chief executive of, and I don't know how to pronounce this, but CYXTERA, Cyxtera or whatever.
Doesn't matter. Stupid name.
Yeah.
No offense to him, but it's like, what does that even mean?
He said it's actually accelerated all the drivers that were growing in the industry in the first place. And they lease space in its centers for 3-year contracts, and that they're looking even now for new markets. And their pipeline is going into 2021 is expositional. Like, I mean, they're like, but it was interesting how they have to try to find specific, like the power grid has to be legit. Mm-hmm. You know, the building, you have cooling issues. Yeah, they have a subfloor.
All the proper security and backup, because it also is housing a lot of sensitive information. Credit cards. Right. Very identifiable data.
All that online shopping data has to go somewhere.
It has
we are booming in online shopping.
And it has to be stored somewhere. And now these data centers are responsible for that storage.
And Amazon has gotten a lot of my money.
They've gotten a lot of your money, and they have their own data centers.
Yeah, that's cool. And they're even, I think they're what is it?
AWS.
Yeah, and I know that they are even getting into this race.
Yeah.
And I know they're cheaper than, you know, I mean, you can use
because they've built so much more.
Yeah. I mean, you know, TARTLE or anybody can go and purchase.
Yeah. We can purchase any sort of server storage from them.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's just interesting to see right now that with the growth in data, which is fantastic, that people are just trying to find a way to keep up with it. And it's a nice, I guess, economic bump for people that are in the real estate.
Commercial real estate.
Commercial real estate for that sort of development towards a future driven by data.
Yes.
I mean, it's beneficial to TARTLE and the people that use TARTLE, so continue to do it.
Continue to do it.
But I feel that there are better options out there and that this is just a quick fix.
Yeah, I agree 100%.